Saporista are proud sponsors of the WonderBird Show. Treat yourself to the wonderful taste of the Mediterranean, supplied by local artisans.
Happy Monday.
Cheers,
How
girlies.
fabulous the weather is, eh? Isn't
Oh,
it? It's
yeah.
summer at last.
Yes. I've got to tell you what happened to me yesterday.
Oh.
I don't know if you're going to be proud of me or not proud of me.
Okay.
So I walked out the front door, as you do, and it slammed behind me. No keys, no car keys, no house keys.
Oh,
nothing.
I've done that before. Horrible.
Dogs looking through the window going,
Oh my goodness.
and me going, oh shit, now what? So then I thought, so I walked around the back of the house and I thought, no, there's no way. It's a 6-foot fence all around my garden. The neighbors weren't in, and I just thought, so one of my other neighbors, I saw her and she said, well, the only way you can get in is over the fence. So I said, okay, well, get me a ladder. So she got me a ladder. And so I thought, yeah, it's getting over one way, but it's getting over the other way, isn't it? It's arriving at the top of the fence. Yeah. Then how will I arrive at the bottom? So believe it or not, I climbed the fence. Well, I mean, I got on the ladder, got over the fence, and then I managed to get to the bottom. I managed to get down. I managed to jump down. Well, not jump, sort of get myself down to the amusement of 3 dogs that were sitting there laughing. They were like this.
They would.
They were laughing. Our first guest, well, I don't really know how to describe her. I met her, and I'm going to really drop some names here, when I was at an event with Ricky Gervais, Peter Regan, and a few other people. And she was teaching people to do dog yoga. We've been friends ever since. And she's going to come on today to show us how to do dog yoga and tell us about her weird and wonderful existence. Please welcome Mahny Djahanguiri. Did I say that right, Mahny?
Yes, you did. Namapo. That's the difference.
Mahny, darling, can I ask you, how the hell did you get into this?
I was working with children. I'm a kids yoga teacher. I was working in kids company for many years, and I was working on street level with children. As a yoga teacher, I've been teaching 25 years, adult children, and then eventually I realized that if I can do the kids, I can do the dogs as well, and the owners.
Yeah.
The more difficult thing is the owner, not the dog.
How did you know dogs needed yoga, though? How did you know dogs needed yoga?
Dogs don't need yoga. We need to relate to. Dogs can help us relax into ourselves a little bit more. I think it's a really nice thing to do the yoga with the dog, but the dog necessarily doesn't need a yoga pose because it was designed for humans. So downward dog is for a human, it's not for a dog. It's but the thing is as soon as you relax, the dog relaxes.
Is it about connecting with the earth as well, with nature?
100%. Yes, it's exactly coming on that level where you first of all, you come into yourself, and then the dog sort of just corresponds to that energy and sits with you automatically. You don't have to command, you can't force it. It's all to do with breathing and exactly connecting with nature.
Mahny, Hills doesn't have a dog, do you, Hills? But she's borrowed one for today.
Borrow.
And and he's a rescue dog my friend got from Cyprus. So that's a whole different thing with rescue dogs, have so many layers that you have to go through, and Leslie's just made unbelievable progress. Yeah, but what was the defining, do you remember it was a day you suddenly went, I'm going to try some yoga with the...
Yes, it was one of those eureka moments, or, God sent moments. I was in Los Angeles, just coming out of a yoga studio, as you do, jet lagged. I just came out of a yoga studio and I walked out. It was Brentwood. It was in the middle of Brentwood. It was fantastic. I came out of this yoga studio 7 a.m. And I suddenly had this moment of realization that I've done this before. Somehow I saw people working out in front of me on a lawn. Sorry, my American is coming back. Working out on the lawn, and there were dogs there. And I just suddenly knew that I had to connect those two things up. I don't know. It was just the perfect moment. And I knew that I had to do it, and I had to advance with it regardless, no matter what.
And you've been very, very successful. You've been on all TV shows and everything else, even made in Chelsea, for goodness sake. I mean, I'm very, very proud of you, because I was saying to the girls that we met many, many, many moons ago with Ricky Gervais and Peter Egan. And actually, girls, this is very interesting. Beanie won the beauty competition at the time, and she was named Miss Hampstead, Harriet. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Gosh,
Such a proud parent.
I thought that was you, Debbie. You see, dogs actually become like their owners, or owners become like their dogs, don't they? There's a real synergy between dogs and owners.
And this is the one thing when people say, "Oh, my dogs can't do yoga." Well, you've just judged yourself. You've judged the dog. You've judged yourself. What you're saying is you can't do the yoga, or my dog is aggressive. No, you're aggressive. You have an issue. No dog is aggressive. No dog is actually by nature aggressive. And I know that could be a big argument to say, but I
agree with you. I agree. But the thing that worries me slightly is that Beanie she has shag toy, and she has to have sex with her shag toy twice a day. Now, does that mean I do?
It's all involved. It's incorporated. It's all tantric in my class. Robbie has steam trains. So he's in the middle, and then one at the back and one at the front, and they're just shagging while we're breathing. I mean, that's literally what happens. The dogs are completely off lead. They can do what they want until they settle. And you know that the shag toy is just a dominance thing. It really is acting out some tension. Usually they're holding that tension for you.
Do you have any? Do you do things online? I know you have a podcast. Do you do things online?
I do things online very, very reluctantly. So I'm the worst business person right now to pitch my business. I hate it. Absolutely hate online working with animals, because I cannot feel the person and I cannot feel the dog. But yes, I do have a class online when we're closing up. At the moment, it's in Hampstead Heath. And then I may have in King's Road a new studio. There's a groomer who's thinking of building a yoga studio within the grooming salon. So This is what you need. And we're still looking for location. This is the hardest thing, because, and I'm going to say this very openly, the dogs do wee on the floor. So anyone like Valentina wanted me. Sorry, I'm just name dropping it, but Valentina wanted me in their stores for Doga. And then I was just being really honest, they're going to pee on their beautiful $1 billion, bag or something. But I was just being honest, and it obviously didn't manifest. Or like Debenhams wants to do it, big chains, but they think the dog holds everything back. You can't. You're working with animals, so things will happen. You can say you have a trained dog. Your dog is not trained in Doga when everyone's off leash. Things happen, but that's just a minor thing to the joy that you can create.
It did. And when I did the class with you last week, I mean, I have never laughed so much in my entire life. And the fact was that Tinkerbell and Tinkerbell we were doing it on camera. And at one point, Tinkerbell's bottom was that was all that was in view. And I just thought, how very strange. And I was just laughing. And then she just licked me and then collapsed.
Yes, she collapsed and she was completely quiet right behind me. You were really focusing on the breathing. I was like, she's doing it now. It's brilliant. What do we do?
So we're gonna get our dogs now.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Doga. Namaste. So today we're just going to see how our breathing practice, our own breath, affects our dog. So one of the key things in yoga is that we breathe actually like certain animals. One exercise called Kapalbhati, breath of fire, okay? And it imitates the breathing of a dog. It releases the heat in your body and it prepares you for meditation. So I call it the panting dog in my book. So just relax into it for a second and stick your tongue out like this. Your tongue totally loose, and you're going to pull your navel in like this on the exhale. You're amazing. That's amazing. Good, you got it. So ideally, you would then turn your dog and face him and just connect with his breath and your breath, and keep them very close. Just see their reaction. They might lick your face. They might think something's wrong with you. Okay, let's go. You might start barking.
He's in shock.
Exhale, 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 exhale. Good, very nice. And keep going for another 30 seconds. Start massaging your dog, the backs of the ears. Keep the breath consistent. Make eye contact with your dog. Keep massaging the back of the ears. Pull your navel in. Strong connection with the navel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to close your lips. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Create a strong sound in the back of your throat. Inhale. Exhale. Ideally, you just want to have them in your lap and really breathe into them. Inhale. You should notice you're taking a lot more oxygen into your body. It opens the lungs. And exhale, and imagine the breath travels from the crown of your head all the way down into your tailbone. So you would visually now breathe into your dog. Deep.
Look at Hillary's dog.
From the tail into the crown of the head.
My dog's done a runner.
But still breathe into them. Exhale. Inhale. So Robbie's out. He's like in trance. Exhale. And now we're going to just try the left nostril breathing, closing your right nostril with your right thumb like this. You're going to breathe into your left nostril. The lips stay closed, inhaling deeply through the nostril. Inhale. Exhale. You consciously breathe into your dog. This is just mindful meditation, breathing consciously into your dog without any effort. So you wouldn't hold your dog. If your dog walks away, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You just breathe into them until they're ready to come to sit with you. And you can do this for 10 minutes. It totally calms down the central nervous system, the parasympathetic central nervous system between you and your dog. The most important thing is that the lips stay sealed all the way through the practice.
Mine's yawning.
Good. Take a deep inhale. Try and be absolutely still in your spine, lifting through the spine. Keep pressing down through the sitting bones. And then what we can try and do, and this will be a lot of fun, is to chant Om to them. So what you do is you massage their little, you look at them wherever they want to be touched or massaged. Just gently cradle them or massage their third eye and just chant Om to your dog. Take a deep breath, inhale, ready? Om. Exhaling. Relax your heart. Relax your heart. Inhale. Now just one more paw mudra position. So there's points that your dogs like to be touched. So most importantly, in the backs of the ears and around the ears. Now just massage, and you can chant to them or breathe into it. Om, and just massage them at the same time. So, yeah, I'm holding Robbie's ears, and just massage the outskirts. Let's ground it. One more thing that you can try is paw massage, rubbing their chakras. They've got little chakras as well, so bring your thumb inside their paw, just for massage their paw, using the mantra. Very nice. And I have Robbie like this on my thighs, and I can just massage him.
That's amazing. My dog decided to do some exercise elsewhere, but I watched you all, and it was quite wonderful to watch. It really was.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm so chilled. This is lovely, Mahny.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Very interesting, Hills. Look at your dog. He loved it, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In his element.
Loved it. And honey too.
That's
And look
amazing.
at
See yours a
Phoebe.
few times.
You chilled
Sabine.
out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mahny.
Namaste. We will see you soon.
Namaste.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
That was extraordinary.
Oh.
I wish Albert had been more attentive, but he had something else on his mind. What can I say?
Yes.
Well, when I was doing
that
this
was
with Tinkerbell the
so-
other day, she ran off and then came back. So I think
Yes.
it's quite normal. But
That could have done.
obviously-
Could have.
But I was just
Come
so
back.
amazed. I was looking at Hills' dog, and I, God, he would loved it.
Yeah,
He
it's
did.
come a long way. This is a Cypriot poodle rescued by my friend Leslie Davis, and he is the most remarkable before and after. Yeah,
And
incredible.
he obviously
Amazing.
he likes yoga. He likes Doga, doesn't
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Leslie will be watching us right now, and she'll be picking up all the tips to carry on.
How lovely. How lovely.
And now we have a literary moment with our wonderful bookman, Mike Simpkins. There he is.
Hi.
Oh, you're here. We've just been doing doggy yoga.
Right.
Which could no, we weren't
Yes.
dogging. We weren't dogging. It's
No.
doggy yoga. It's a completely separate thing. It's doing yoga with our dogs. My dog did a runner after about 2 seconds. I had to fight them out. And they say it reflects their owners. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And who was running the class?
A lady
Oh.
called
Manny.
Manny, who does dog yoga, Doga.
She
Wow.
invented it actually.
Yeah, it was fascinating. The dogs
Yeah.
definitely reacted to it.
They
Anyway,
did.
darling, more importantly, please tell us about your books this month, week, year.
Oh, yeah. My books for this month. Yes, I've got now. This is what I thought. Because it's now summertime, and we're all looking forward to getting away and getting onto the beach and having a good read and getting immersed in a novel. And I thought, what better thing to do than to get immersed in a couple of recent novels about Britain's favourite seaside resort, Brighton, which is where I grew up.
Fabulous.
Ah,
Of
lovely.
course.
So the first one I've got is a book which is soon to be made into a feature film. So grab it while you can before it comes out. It's directed by Michael Grandage, and it will be starring Linus Roach and Rupert Everett and Harry Styles. But interestingly, I knew nothing of this when I picked the book up in Waterstones. I picked it up because I just like the cover, and it's called My Policeman.
Ah,
And it's by Bethan Roberts. And it was only later on that I was talking about a mutual friend of ours to a couple of actors. I actually went to the theatre the other night for the first time in 20 months, and we were talking about a mutual friend, and he said, oh, he's just appearing in a film called My Policeman. I said, I've got the book in my bag.
Amazing.
Anyway, it's a beautiful read for the holidays. It's set in Brighton in the 1950s. It's thoroughly authentic, and I would know because I know every inch of that town, and I grew up there in the 60s, so I would know if it was bogus. And a bit like the other book that I'm going to recommend, it's a study of people wrestling with secrets, with trying to balance their secret world with the world that they want to project to the public. In this case, it's a love triangle between a young teacher, her policeman, who she falls madly in love with, and the policeman's friend, who is a man who runs the Brighton Museum. And the fact that it's a sort of very, very tender but very dark love triangle in 50s Britain, when obviously sexual mores were very different.
Yeah.
It is a most it's one of those books that really haunts you for days afterwards. And you know, when I'm not being in any way I hope I'm not being snobbish when, you know, when I picked it up and it described it as Pitch Perfect by Mary Clare, and I thought, oh dear, this is going to perhaps not be but it is one of the most beautiful novels I've read for years, and I urge everybody to read it.
Wow,
really good.
That is a fantastic recommendation.
I can't wait to start reading.
I can't wait.
Pardon?
Holiday read too.
Yeah, it's a real holiday read, but it's not just light and frothy and one of those sort of, oh, we went to and we had a couple of mishaps. It really taps into the human condition. And
gosh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Does it touch a little bit on Brighton Rock?
Yeah. I mean, of course, Brighton Rock is the gold star by which all other novels are.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
to live up to that. Yeah.
I thought you meant to eat some Brighton Rock.
Yes, I thought so, but we'll move on quickly.
You mean the stripy one?
Oh dear God, I'm so sorry. Let me
yes, you can eat some Brighton Rock, and then you can read Brighton Rock
at the same time, can't you, Michael?
Book number 2, please, darling.
The other book I've got, some of you may read it because it's been out for a little while, but nevertheless, it's a book by one of my favorite writers, who is, of course, William Boyd. His book, Any Human Heart, is one of the great reads, and if any of you out there haven't read it, I cannot urge it too strongly. It is a magnificent read. This is his latest novel. It's called Trio. The reason I'm not showing it up to you is that a friend of mine has nicked it and taken it off to read it. So I'm very sorry about that, but it's in all good bookshops. It's by William Boyd. It's set in Brighton in the 1960s. And it's about 3 people who were involved in making a movie down there. So it's a beautiful, particularly if you're into show, because, you know, William is very good at getting under the skin of the, you know, that sort of glittering cesspit, which is the world of filmmaking, where, you know, everybody is trying to get what they want. Behavior is terrible. People are trying to keep their public image while, you know, harboring all, excuse me, that's my agent.
And, who heard you?
And you know, William Boyd, you know, he even when he writes badly, he writes wonderfully. And this is a wonderful book, Trio, set in 1960s Brighton, about the making of a film. And for anybody interested in the world of filming, William really gets under the skin.
And we've all been there, actually. Well, some of us have, setting a film up, which is, you know, so difficult but so rewarding at the same time.
Yeah.
They both sound fascinating, Michael. I've got those right on my list now. That's fabulous.
They're definite for me.
How are you feeling about being unlocked down? How are you feeling about Freedom Day today?
Look, I've been pretty sanguine about it, everybody, and you know, there is, as with any household, I think, a bit of tension between me and my partner, because Julia is a bit more circumspect than I am, and you know, I wanted to try and just push it out, and Julia is quite, you know, understandably a bit more cautious. And we've had to come to terms with that. If you want my honest snapshot, this morning, as I speak to you, I'm really quite worried.
Yeah,
me too.
Me too.
I see that Kenneth Branagh's production of the Browning version has had to be pulled at the Riverside because they just simply can't get enough healthy actors in the room to get the thing on, you know.
And Bridgerton has just closed down today again.
Has it?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is very worrying.
It's insane. It's insane.
Worrying. It is
Is
worrying.
it because they are not well, or is it because they've been pinged? What is this?
In the case of the Browning version, my understanding is some have been pinged and some were not physically well enough to attend rehearsals.
Oh, actually, right, okay.
This is this is terrible, isn't it?
It's bad to us. I mean, that's ridiculous.
How do you all feel about it?
Same as you,
Horrified.
darling.
Same as you. I can't bear the thought of it. I've even put on my Facebook status today, obviously that we're doing the show today and plug and all that and loveliness. And I've also said, I don't want to Freedom Day. No, I'm sorry. Not for me, it's not. I will go out. I'm still going to have a life, but I'm so protective and very conscious, and having a mum in a care home as well. I have to be so careful for visiting. But yeah, no, that's not Freedom Day for me. Not at all.
No.
And I take it you would all be circumspect about traveling abroad for a holiday, would you, at the moment?
No, you won't get me on a plane if you paid me.
You wouldn't go.
No.
I'll go to Sweden to be with my kids because that's where they are, and I've done it before. And flying to Copenhagen and then going, because where they live is in the middle of nowhere. It's Kapvik and it's on the seaside. There's 6 houses, so I feel it's just getting there. I mean, I suppose I could drive it, one or the other, but yes, I will go if I have to self-isolate on the way back. That's fine.
Yeah,
but I feel actually safer in Sweden, much safer, because it's there's nobody there where I'm going. It's hardly into a big city, and it's on the beach. But I really don't understand with this pinging that's going on as well. It's like they're given with one hand and taken with another. The government, it's so weird. And I think if we go into lockdown again, I think the theatres and everything, that's going to be the end of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult to see how the theatre can come back.
Can survive.
They will, of course, but it's going to be very tough. I mean, the only cold comfort I've got is that, if you look at all the countries from Japan to Israel to Indonesia, some roared ahead and seemed to have licked it, and others were obviously making complete horlicks of it. But it's a fiendish virus, and it seems at the moment that it's leveling out again. Everybody's struggling.
Yeah. It's because it reinvents itself, doesn't it?
The best thing is to stay here, go down to a remote corner of Brighton or Hove Lawns
and read your books,
where there are not
read those 2 books.
Read My Policeman and Trio. Got them. Take care of yourselves and have a lovely end of summer.
Thank you,
darling.
Michael. Thank you so much.
So we're ready for the summer. We're ready for the reading. We're good to go.
My Policeman sounds a good book. I want to get hold of that.
Yeah.
Those books sound amazing, don't they?
He's honestly
That's my street.
Just brilliant. I love Mike's book.
So tell me, who have we got coming in on Wednesday?
The fantastic Carrie Grant is coming back to talk to us again. She's one of our favourites.
I love her.
Yeah, great.
She's amazing.
And we'd like to say thanks again to our wonderful friend Hilary, who stepped into the brief once more. And
she's amazing.
Thank you, girls. I love being an honorary.
Oh, you're so lovely. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
We love you very much, Hills. Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll see you very soon, darling.
We will.
Yeah.
Bye,
darling. Saporista are proud sponsors of the WonderBird Show. Treat yourself to the wonderful taste of the Mediterranean, supplied by local artisans,